Let's be real, folks. We humans love to put labels on everything. We categorize our music, our clothes, even our coffee orders. So it's no surprise that we've slapped labels on ourselves too. Religion, caste, nationality, you name it. But here's the kicker. Just because we put something in a box doesn't mean it has to stay there. Think about it. A banana labeled plantain doesn't suddenly become a starch. It's still a banana, just with a different culinary purpose. Similarly, being born into a certain religion or caste doesn't predetermine your destiny. It's simply a starting point, a cultural context. Your actions, your choices, those are what truly shape your story. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not saying discrimination doesn't exist. It does, and it's a real problem. But blaming the label itself is like blaming the mailman for the junk mail you received. The problem isn't the postal system, it's the company sending out those unwanted flyers. Now let's talk about these labels. Religion and caste. What are they, really? At their core, they're just groups of people like giant extended families. They share common beliefs, traditions, maybe even a family recipe or two, hopefully something tastier than fruitcake. Think about your own family. You might have the cool aunt, the embarrassing uncle, that cousin who always shows up late. Religions and castes are the same. They're filled with all sorts of characters. The devout, the skeptical, the ones who just show up for the food. Just like families, these groups can provide a sense of belonging, support, and shared history. They can offer guidance, comfort, and even a shoulder to cry on when your favorite team loses or when your aunt brings the fruitcake again. Before we had Facebook groups and Twitter threads, we had religions and caste systems. These were the original social networks, connecting people with shared values and aspirations. They created a safety net, a sense of community in a world that often felt chaotic and unpredictable. Imagine a time without smartphones or the internet. How did people connect? How did they find others who shared their beliefs or customs? Religion and caste provided that framework, that common ground. They were the original social glue, holding communities together. These groups weren't designed to divide or discriminate. They were meant to support, to uplift, to create a sense of harmony and shared purpose. They were the original social safety net, ensuring that everyone had a place, a role, a community to call their own. Section 4. The "my group is better than yours" bug. But somewhere along the way, a bug entered the system. The "my group is better than yours" bug. This little glitch, fueled by ego and insecurity, started infecting people's minds. Suddenly, those shared values became weapons used to judge, exclude, and discriminate. Think of it like this. You and your neighbor both love gardening. You bond over your tomato plants, swap gardening tips, maybe even share some of your harvest. But then one day, your neighbor declares that their tomatoes are superior because they use a specific type of fertilizer. Suddenly, the friendly rivalry turns sour. That's what happens when we let the "my group is better than yours" bug take over. We forget that we're all just trying to grow our metaphorical tomatoes. Find happiness, purpose, whatever your jam is. We get so caught up in proving our group's superiority that we miss the bigger picture. We're all in this garden called life together. Section 5. Don't blame the system, blame the hacker. Here's the thing, folks. Religion and caste, like any social structure, are just tools. They can be used for good or bad, depending on who's holding the hammer. Blaming these systems for the world's problems is like blaming a hammer for a broken window. It's not the hammer's fault, it's the person swinging it recklessly. The real problem isn't religion or caste, it's us, the users. We've allowed prejudice, ego, and fear to hijack these systems, twisting them into tools of division and oppression. We've forgotten the original intent, to connect, support, and build a more harmonious world. It's time to reclaim the true purpose of these groups. To remember that at our core, we're all just humans trying to navigate this crazy thing called life. We all bleed the same color, laugh at the same silly jokes, well, most of us, and want the same basic things: love, belonging, and a world where we can all thrive. Section 6. Let's debug humanity together. So what's the solution? We need a system update, a massive debugging of humanity. We need to eradicate the "my group is better than yours" bug and replace it with a more inclusive, compassionate code. It starts with each of us. Let's challenge our own biases, question our assumptions, and choose empathy over judgment. Let's remember that our shared humanity trumps any label, any belief system, any artificial division we create. Let's rewrite the narrative. Let's show the world that religion and caste don't have to be sources of conflict. They can be bridges of understanding, platforms for collaboration, and powerful forces for positive change. It's time to debug humanity together. After all, in this interconnected world, we're all in this code together.